kind of weird that we're in a time where we're genuinely scared that robots are gonna take over us. And I'm not blaming anyone for being scared because I'm freaking terrified. Or at least I was. During this art talk, I'll tell you how most of those fears basically went away. To give a bit of context, a few months ago I almost stopped painting entirely. I was never so demotivated in my life. A machine that could paint better than me? This thought led me to abandon digital art and to stick to traditional painting. I felt safe there, sure that machines couldn't disturb me at my little easel. But I guess I was just escaping from my fears instead of looking at them head on. Out of fear, I gave up a medium that I loved so much, digital art, and now I know it was a mistake. A lot of us wish that AI didn't exist, but I'm kind of learning to accept it, that it's a part of normal life, and it's made me rethink the type of artist I want to become. No, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna give up or turn myself into a prompt writer, and I don't think that anyone should. For me, art is a big part of who I am, and without it, I just wouldn't know what to do with my life. There's nothing that fulfills me more than creating, so just because a robot can paint better than me doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop painting. Nor does it mean that I'm gonna stop creating videos. I just started, for fuck's sake. So how exactly do I feel about AI, and how did I lose my fear? Or a better way to put it, how did I regain my motivation? Well, there's been a few conclusions that I came up with that really helped me shape my current perspective of being an artist in this new technological era. First of all, I have a few thoughts on the popular idea that it would have been better to not let AI be created in the first place. As much as I emotionally adhere to this notion, it's not something that seems plausible. Something that many people don't know is that AI has been developing for decades. And more specifically, we've been working on machines that could paint and draw well long before Midjourney or DALLE. As I like to put it, our history has already been written, and AI was going to come anyway. Another point I want to make is that we shouldn't blame or hate technology. At least for me, the biggest reason that I'm able to draw and paint well is due to the internet. If I was born 50 years ago, I would have had to know of an art school or a painter who could teach me. But if I would have been on my own, it would have been infinitely harder to learn, but still possible. Another important fact is that we wouldn't have been exposed to so many different artists and art styles. Well, I mainly get my inspiration from painters I find online, so without the internet, that wouldn't have been possible. This probably explains why there are millions of artists today, and so many of them are masters at such young ages. It's genuinely scary. We, artists of the 21st century, are children of the internet and technology, and we can't ignore that. Furthermore, something strange that's been happening in the last few years is that drawing tablets, art courses, and online art schools are way more accessible than before. And it's aligned to the dawn of AI. Without technology, well, AI wouldn't exist, but most of us wouldn't be drawing or painting. This idea really helps me accept the existence of AI, to accept that it's simply part of living in our lifetime. And we shouldn't run away from it because we can't. The third point I want to make is to objectively accept what AI is capable of doing and not doing. Today, AI can clearly surpass many humans in technical ability and easily confuse people that AI-generated images were made by humans. If you don't believe me, there are studies on this. A guy even won a global photography contest with an AI image. This is a fact we should accept, that AI is creative and can create stunning images and digital paintings. It's a hard pill to swallow, I know, and I wish it weren't true, but it is, and only accepting what's objectively true, we can plan what to do with our art. How can we differ from AI? How can I stand out? How can I show that my art is more valuable than something made by a heartless machine? The value in art isn't only technical ability. There's so much more than that. Who created it? What materials did they use? When was it made? For who? All of those elements and many more add value to a work of art. This is what we should be concentrating on. AI can't compete with humans on this because it isn't human. It doesn't have any needs, any goals, or dreams. The last thing that I want to touch upon is the oversaturation of AI art. Like I said before, it can create beautiful digital works, but if everyone on their phone can create images just as beautiful as that, it'll start to lose meaning quickly. The aesthetic or technique of an image won't be as valuable as before because of this. And what's valuable in art will change. Maybe this relates with what's happening with modern photography. Everyone wants that film look, that imperfect vintage feeling, while digital cameras today are so much better and accurate. So why do people want to go back to what's objectively obsolete? Well, art doesn't care about what's objectively better, because beauty and value isn't found in what's perfect. It's so much more than that. So much more that I don't have the words to explain it. It's abstract. So I have a speculation that consumers of art will start to care more about the artists behind the artwork, the process, and the story. The final art piece would just be a representation of that story. It's not like before the artist wasn't important. I just think that now more than ever it will be. People will want to know if that image was created by a human or by a machine. This is where value in an art piece will be geared more towards the process of how it was created, the story, who that artist is, instead of, well, the final image. Maybe this is why there's an explosion of art blogs and arttubers. They're extremely popular, and a lot of the time in these blogs, they don't even finish the painting. The finished painting wasn't the main focus. This is why I'm not scared of AI anymore. Art will never be destroyed by it. It'll always change and transform depending on what society needs. And the last thing that we need right now, in the era of mindless social media posts and TikToks, is AI art. So keep on painting and don't give up.